What up, though, y'all? How y'all living? Now, this was one of the most tragic stories I ever heard on the internet, but doing my YouTube research, my Black Gerardo thing, Gillie is a person that promotes his marriage, promotes his family, and he's been married since he was a young Thundercat. To find out that he had a kid outside of his marriage was kind of disheartening, and it was something that I didn't expect to find out. Nonetheless, that makes you no less of a father. But upon researching and finding out this information, I kind of found out other things that made me not do a story on this at all, other than a young man losing his life. But let's get into what they got to say about what they got to say, you know? And we gonna go from there. We add my 1, 2 in after that.
Passing. Now, we know that Gillie the Kid went on Club Shay Shay and said the police called him when his son died and said that Noah Scurry was the one that shot and killed his son. Now, a lot of people were saying, wait, what? Why wasn't he arrested? The only thing I could think of, he was under investigation. They had no hardcore proof. So the people that missed that clip,
And chances is they wasn't gonna arrest nobody no goddamn way. You know how this go. They got cameras everywhere. Ring, the city, all of these cities, Philly, Chicago, New York, Detroit, they charged us 6, 7 years ago for all of these equipment that tell you where gunshots came from and cameras and whoop de whoop de whoop. And it haven't helped solve no crime. Not for real, for real. But I digress.
check it out.
I saw about the 17-year-old basketball player.
That's who killed my son.
The 17?
Yeah. The 17-year-old basketball player that just got shot 17 times?
Yes.
That's who killed my son.
Really?
Yes. Well, it wasn't for my son.
Your son happened to be there?
Yes.
Oh.
Them blocks is beefing. They going through it. My son
This is a lot of information for somebody that ain't got no information.
just so happened to pull up out there 5 minutes. They come to shoot the block up. My son's not from that block. He don't, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He just so happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. The only reason why I know is because the police called me and told me once he was murdered.
Oh.
Now, I got to be honest with you. I don't know if I could have kept that silly ass hat on while I had this conversation. But I'm a different type of dude. I actually love the women that I had kids with, no matter what. I actually love my kids, no matter who their mother is, no matter what. So some of these things are ununderstandable to me, but at the same time, I don't judge because you don't know. You just don't know.
And he got murdered. And then the police notified me and let me know that
No, he ain't just get murdered. They saying your nephew killed him.
he was one of the kids that was pretty much about to get locked up for the murder, but he got murdered first.
Now, let me speak on a few things before we go to the next clip. According to Gillie, the police called him and told him that Noah Scurry was about to be locked up for the murder of his son. So that kind of answer our questions was, well, why he wasn't locked up? Well, like I said, 9 times out of 10, they had to really investigate. You know, the streets was talking, but just because the streets say something, they still have to have the proof to be able to lock somebody up. They could bring them in for questioning, but they still need solid proof to lock them up. Gillie said that the police told him that Noah Scurry was one of the suspects that was going to be arrested for his son murder. So they didn't get around to it yet, but it eventually was going to happen. But he ended up dying. Now then, right after that, I dropped a video of Charleston White speaking on the situation. Where Charleston White said an article came out and said that Noah Scurry was not in their database or on their radar as the killer of Gillie the Kid's son Cheese.
And see, that's where this get funny at, because realistically, you don't know who did these things.
For the people that missed that clip, check it out.
They killed his son Killer. According to the Philadelphia Police Department, the 17-year-old wasn't the killer. The police department came out and released a statement.
Damn, so Charleston white hair new hairline is fake. Y'all see that, right? Let me quit fucking with Charleston.
Said that the Philadelphia Police Department has no evidence that kid killed Gillie's son. No evidence. But that's a whole nother topic. We'll say that for a podcast interview. Yeah, Instagram don't pay enough for me to talk about it on here. But according to the Philadelphia Police Department, there's no evidence to say that kid killed Gillie's son. Gillie just talking, you know. And he got a right to talk. He got a right to talk and feel how he feels. You can't take that right from him. But that kid didn't kill his son, according to the police department. I don't know. I ain't from Philly.
Okay, so now let me do a quick review. Gillie said the police called and told him that his son Killer was killed, that Noah Scurry was going to be arrested for his son Cheese murder, but he was killed before they was able to arrest him. Charleston White came out and said that Philadelphia police released an article saying that Noah Scurry
Man, just let me be 100 with you. This is some bullshit, because first of all, whether he did it or not, we don't know if Club Shay Shay is the proper form from that. Second of all, if you got sources inside the police station that's giving you information nobody knows about, you telling that information shouldn't happen. Third of all, I don't see how parents just so callously talk about this. I
was not Cheese Killer. Now, like I told y'all in a prior video, I looked for that article. I couldn't find it. But I do want to be fair to Gillie. Now, I know that when they spoke on how Gillie found out and Juan-O spoke on it, if I'm not mistaken, Juan-O got family that's in the police field. And Juan-O cousin or whoever he is to Juan-O is the one that's relaying Juan-O the messages, what goes on. He the one that called Juan-O and told Juan-O that Cheese was killed. So what I'm thinking is maybe this same cop that's some kin to Juan-O told Gillie, hey, look, we think that this Noah kid is the one that killed your son. He just haven't been arrested, but this was word around town. I'm kind of leaning on that situation where it was just a personal phone call. I don't think it was actually on report saying that Noah Scurry is the one that killed Gillie's son Cheese. But Gillie the Kid's son mother, Miss Toy, you know, she got a podcast. She doing her thing over there. I'm gonna put all her information right here on the screen. Y'all make sure y'all go follow her on Instagram and go subscribe to her podcast on YouTube. But she spoke on this situation of how she felt when she first heard the kid, Noah Scurry, was the killer that killed her son. Now, out of her own mouth, she said, that's what the streets is saying. She said the detectives haven't told her anything about Noah Scurry being the killer of her son. Check it out. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on all post notifications. It's free. Do it for me.
That's really crazy.
That is crazy, because we just was like talking about, you was like, I'm gonna repost the documentary, and
Yeah. Because the first comment that was on our podcast page was, oh yeah, it's a good time to post that, being as though Cheese get the rest because it's the guy who killed him. I thought somebody was trolling. Remember?
yeah,
I'm like, somebody trolling, right? But, and then that stuff came out. Do you honestly think it bothers you?
Sometimes. But I can't control
Other
that.
people's.
Like, yeah, I think there's some people, there's some people that don't say anything because they like, I don't know what to say. And then there's some people that's just like, yo, did you see this? And, I'm like, yeah, I seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they days later bring it to me like, oh, was this you? So, like, it wasn't connected to Devin immediately on the news. It was just like he was a basketball player, So it was just like that, you know what I'm saying? And then when it got connected to Devin and the internet started saying these are the people, like he was a killer, he did all this stuff, and then they like had like Devin picture and all that up there. It was like,
And when you say supposedly,
because allegedly, I speak to my detective and they still are investigating, so I can't say for a 100% fact that he was the person that did it. That's what the streets say. But, the cops haven't confirmed it, so I can't say that he actually is the one that did it.
Hey, do me a favor. Look down right there to the bottom left and hit that like button for me. Hit that like button right there.
They doing it, man.
I appreciate it. I continue watching. Promo alert if you need promo.
Now, man, this is something Juan-O don't do on his channel, but I understand everybody else having to do it. I understand everybody else shooting a shot,
We're smarter than everybody. On the other side of it, what they won't admit is they're very insecure with their stature.
Now, we ain't gonna get into the Kumo D part. This story with Gillie's son, this shit breaks my heart. The thing with his mother, it further breaks my heart. People using the story to come up off on is distasteful. What more can I say? We out.